You don't have to have a fish tank that you never really clean to know what this junk is. Slime, scum, pretty gross stuff, right? But all this gunk, algae that's growing in this fish tank, this could eventually wind up in your gas tank. Believe it or not, that's a good thing. And to get a better look at this fuel of the future, I took a trip back in the past. The sounds of revolution are rarely silent in colonial Williamsburg, a town that still lives in the 18th century, a time when the main transportation fuel was oats, not oil. Less than a mile from the colonial streets, tucked deep in a corner of the College of William and Mary campus, another kind of revolution is underway, on the waters of Lake Matoka. Fueling this revolution, not tea, but
the pond scum.
Yeah, you heard him, pond scum. Down the hill, across the lake, on this wooden barge, is the modest home of the Chesapeake Algae Project.
Fiberglass screen? Yeah, it's still sloughing off like it normally does.
The William and Mary student Chip DeLashman is showing me is algae. Chip and his fellow students stick these screens in the lake, and nature does the rest. The algae, it just grows. You might not like it in your backyard pond, but the team here absolutely loves it.
Algae produce large quantities of biomass, some of which can go as oil into biodiesel, for example.
How? Well, algae naturally contains oil. To get it, you just need to separate out the oil from the rest of the goo. The theory goes, if you grow enough algae, you can produce lots and lots of biodiesel and fuel lots and lots of cars, which means we use less and less foreign oil. And that's part of the reason your money, through Department of Energy funding, is helping pay for the William and Mary project.
For us, the DOE's focus has always been on delivering energy security and energy independence.
Let's be clear, algae, or any single source of biofuel for that matter, it can't replace all the gasoline Americans guzzle, but it could put a dent in that total. Last year, almost 2/3 of the oil we used to make all that gasoline, it came from foreign countries.
I can see the algae on this side.
So it's a bit ironic that a foreign oil company is keeping hope afloat in Lake Matoka. Norwegian energy company Statoil is also pouring money into the Algae to Fuel project, a partnership that William and Mary welcomes.
Ultimately, we're a university, and we don't shrink wrap or sell products of any type. It's just not our business. So if this is ever going to go anywhere, it has to go through a commercial outlet, and having Statoil as that commercial outlet built in is really important to us.
With the team at William and Mary, you've seen a perfect storm of things. They have physicists on their teams, they have biologists on their teams, they have technology providers and engineers, and also blending in the awareness of the ecology.
So this is burlap.
Yes.
And this is the one where you've had the best growth so far, is that right?
Yes, I've done a previous experiment with smaller samples off the dock, and burlap was the one that grew the fastest and with the most density.
Ah yes, the need for speed. That is one of the big goals of this William and Mary research. Find out what makes microalgae grow the fastest. This particular batch on a burlap screen needed about a week to grow, and that's faster than the plastic mesh and the wire mesh screens the team is also testing. But to fuel the 250 million cars here in the U.S., well, you need to farm algae over an immense amount of space. Among the possibilities for that, unused land on military installations. It's already zoned, it's already protected. And also, the ocean, plenty of space to spare there. I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
Scientifically, we think it's scalable. Engineering-wise, that's going to be a difficult problem. So that's really the answer to your question is, how big can you make something and not have it crumple up at the first hurricane?
And the students have uncovered another obstacle.
Such a cute little snail. It's eating my algae.
You do have to deal with predators, but overcome these hurdles. And algae, grown and harvested right here in the U.S., algae makes a lot of sense. No reliance on foreign suppliers, no offshore drilling in U.S. waters, and fewer carbon emissions. An age-old solution to new world problems.
These algae are demonstrating life as it was at 600 million years ago. So in a sense, historically, this fits colonial Williamsburg pretty well. We like history, and we like to be part of the natural process.
Well said.
In Williamsburg, Virginia, I'm Tyler Suiters for Energy Now.